I've been down on the tracks, on the scene with my staff. It is an absolute disastrous mess. Never seen anything like this in my life.
Breaking news right now, a deadly train derailment on a busy Amtrak line in Philadelphia. We have got team coverage straight ahead for you here from the scene and at the hospital with more on the dead, injured, and what is next in this investigation.
Philadelphia's mayor also saying there will not be any more trains going through Philadelphia for at least the next week. As we begin our coverage this half hour at the scene, our Tom Rousey made it there just a few hours after the initial call, has been on the scene all night long. Tom, let's go back to you now for an update here at 7:35. What is the latest and what are you seeing right now?
Well, I can tell you, just like we made the trip from D.C. up here, the National Transportation Safety Board has made that trip as well, and they're expected to start investigating on the scene, which is about 2 blocks that way, a little bit later on this morning. They're also expected to brief us in the media so we can brief you about the latest on their investigation that they're going to do here. Here's video we took while it was still dark overnight. We got about as close as any camera crew was able to on the ground to some of the destruction, and you can see here just how bad it was. Several of the cars overturned pretty much completely. Others wound up on their side. A lot of them were just destroyed. The metal was completely bent, and in the end, at least 6 people we now know lost their lives. Also, 8 left in critical condition is the latest number that we have, and more than 140 had to be taken to the hospital, many of them with fractures and other injuries. Fortunately, most of them will ultimately be okay. I did get a chance to talk to one woman who lives in the neighborhood here in northeast Philadelphia and heard the noise when this happened last night. She describes what it sounded like.
It was like a real boom, explode, and everybody in my house thought that something happened around the corner. And when my kids come outside, they found out there was a train, and I had a feeling that something happened because that train comes fast.
Of course, the question on a lot of folks' minds in D.C. this morning and here in Philadelphia as well as the New York, New Jersey area is, where were the people on that train from who passed away, and what are their names? We don't know at this point. They haven't been publicly released, but what we do know is Philadelphia's mayor said probably the majority of folks on that train were not from Philadelphia. He believes a lot of them were from D.C. and a lot of them were from the greater New York City area and New Jersey. So we're hoping to get that information later on today. But we do know that the train started around 7:10 at Union Station, ultimately was supposed to make it to New York City, but instead derailed around 9:30 here in northeast Philadelphia. We're reporting live in Philadelphia. I'm Tom Rousey, News Channel 8.